What's going on, people? It's Joshua, Future Filmmaker 394 Reviews, where I talk movies, TV, and music, giving you guys another 2021 related movie review. If you're wondering why I'm outside shooting this, it's because I'm about to give you guys my review of Candyman. Not Jordan Peele's Candyman, by the way. This is Nia DaCosta's Candyman. This is a new 2021 horror film that is written and directed by Nia DaCosta, who is also, Jordan Peele is also a producer and writer. So, this of course is a sequel to the 1992 original, as well as the fourth entry in the series. This stars, of course, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Teyana Paris, Vanessa Estelle Williams, and Coleman Domingo. In present day, a decade after the last Cabrini towers were torn down, Anthony and his partner move into a loft in the now gentrified Cabrini. A chance encounter with an old-timer exposes him to the true story behind Candyman, aka Daniel Rosenfeld. Anxious to use these macabre details in his studio as a fresh grist for his paintings, he unknowingly opens the door to a complex past that unravels his own sanity and unleashes a terrifying wave of violence. So when it comes to the new Candyman, I was actually excited. I was not excited to see this at first.
Bullshit! That is bullshit! What the hell? What? What the fuck?
Not because I hate the original Candyman, but when you get to the original Candyman, that movie for the 90s, I think is one of the more underappreciated scary movies of the 90s. It has something to say about racial commentary and social commentary, but while also being a very effective scary movie. I thought Virginia Madsen was great. I loved Tony Todd in the role, and I thought it was a good horror movie. Candyman 2, Farewell to the Flesh, I think is okay. Not better than the original, but I don't hate it. Now, when you get to Candyman 3, Day of the Dead, that is easily the worst one. That movie is so bad that even Tony Todd himself has came out and said that movie was bad. So when it came to this, I was not excited for it. Then I heard Jordan Peele was producing this, and I got even more excited about it. Also, Nia DaCosta is a pretty good director. I've seen her first movie, Little Woods, last year, and she is directing the upcoming Captain Marvel sequel, which I'm excited for. And I was curious to see how she directed this, and I was curious to see how this would go. But as with any other movie, this got pushed back to 2021 multiple times until last month, which was the month of my birthday, which I'm kind of happy I'm happy that they did decide to release this on the month of my birthday, on the 27th. Let's see how this will turn out. So I went into the movie open-minded, and scary movies this year has been pretty good for the most part. Spiral from the Book of Saw, I loved. A Quiet Place 2 is my favorite. Then you have the scary movies that are not so good, like Escape Room 2 and Separation. So this could go either way. But with all the praise, I gotta tell you, this was lived up to it. Now there will be some people who's gonna call this movie woke because it's dealing with social commentary, but it did it in the original, so that is the laziest excuse to call this movie. Kicking off the positives here, I will say that Nia DaCosta's direction and writing is what really elevates this movie. A lot of people has mistakenly called this movie Jordan Peele's Candyman, but he's just one of the writers and producers. This is all Nia DaCosta's vision. You can tell that she knows what she's doing. You can tell that she is a fan of that original movie, and it shows on screen. Her direction and her execution is what makes this movie as great as it is. Her direction is very well done. I like the way how she uses shadow puppets for the movie, which the opening title sequence, which was very inventive. I also thought the way that she handled the characters and the actors were very well done. Nia DaCosta, if this is what she's going to bring to the Marvels next year, then I am all for it, because it's good to have a female black woman direct a scary movie. Even though this ain't the first time we've had a movie directed by a female woman. And right now, this movie's #1, so you're doing something right for us, right. Just like the original, it does focuses on social commentary, which, no matter what movie in the Candyman series, it always focuses on social commentary and racial commentary. But it does it in a way where it's not woke and it doesn't feel shoehorned in, which is why I think this movie will divide some people. Some people will be all for the social commentary, and some people will be against it. And I think the way Nia DaCosta did it here was really good. Yes, it is there, but it's necessary to be there. And just the way that Nia DaCosta uses different elements of horror. She not only uses slasher horror, but also body horror for this, which I think was very creative, very well thought out on her part. So I very much like what she was doing there. The acting, of course, is very good. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who I think should have been nominated for the Trial of the Chicago 7 last year. I've been watching him since Baywatch, and I thought he was very good as Black Manta in Aquaman, even though he didn't have a lot to do, which he will have more to do in the sequels next year. I thought he was good as Anthony. Of course, this is the same character from the original film, and I thought he did a great job. He is an artist. He's trying to make his career work, and he's just trying to do what he can to make sure he gets out of this situation. Yes, he becomes infatuated with the Untitled Killer, but he also starts having hallucinations about him and himself actually him. You also have Teyana Paris, of course, who I recently saw her in WandaVision, and she was great as Monica Rambeau, and she's a new girl for the Marvel Cinematic Universe in terms of black female characters go. So it's nice to see her here again, and she was great here. I liked her scenes with Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. You can tell that her character is trying to be there so she could support him. You also have Carmen Domingo, who's in a supporting role, but he does great. He was great in Euphoria and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom last year. Nathan Stewart Jarrett, I thought was very good here as well. You also have Vanessa Williams, not Vanessa Williams for Soul Food, the different Vanessa Williams in here. And you have the voices of Tony Todd. He's in here in some capacity. I won't spoil it for you in case you ain't seen it, but he's in this movie. From the cinematography aspect, the visual aesthetic is very good. I like how Nia DaCosta is able to have some good visual style as well, and you can tell that she puts some creative spins on it. I like that. I like how she does it. It's very creative, very inventive, and I like it. I like the way she is able to do this. It was very creative. I enjoyed what she was doing with cinematography. There are moments where you won't see the kills right away. So in a way, she is respecting the original film in terms of not being to see the kills, but rather the aftermath. So you did that right. The movie is 91 minutes. It gets you straight in, gets you straight out, which I do have a little bit of an issue with this. We'll get to my negatives. I do like the music and the editing. The music is very creepy here. You do have a soundtrack here, but the score is very well thought out. It's very creepy and it's very haunting. So the score is really good as well. I also love the editing choices, how the visual flair of the lighting is very creative. I do like how it's done. And in general, it gave me what I wanted from a new Candyman movie, especially after the third movie, which wasn't. Now, I do have some issues, of course. Like I said, this movie will not be for everyone, especially with the social commentary. One of my issues is, of course, there is one character in this movie that I thought was a bit annoying, and it was the brother character of Teyana Paris. And you're not gonna hear me complain about the blend of social commentary with horror because the original did it. I'm not gonna be one of those people who is hating on this movie because it's doing what the original did. People hated Space Jam: A New Legacy, and look what happened. That made money. But the brother character of Brianna, I did not like this character at all. The actor was good, but I didn't like the character. So I didn't really care when he got killed off. Also, there is some writing, of course, that could have been a little more stronger with some of the other characters, which is not really a bad thing. It's just a wish list scenario. And also the third act, the first two acts are great. I do love the first act and the second act. The third act is enjoyable, but I do feel like you could have used at least few more minutes of it, which you could easily have this movie go on for at least an extra 10 minutes. That way to fully wrap up the ending. But the third act, it was worth it, especially when you get to hear Tony Todd's voice. Again, I'm not spoiling it. And this last negative, this is just an issue with people in this movie. Don't go into this movie calling it woke or Jordan Peele's Candyman because he's producing it. Because he's only the producer, and this movie is in no way, shape, or form woke. You didn't complain in 1992 when the first Candyman did it, so why are you complaining now? Just something to complain about. I'm going to say something that a YouTube friend of mine said in his review of No Escape. Stop being so sensitive towards everything. People, stop being so sensitive to it. That goes for anybody who is a part of cancel culture. So at the end of the day, Candyman 2021, I was very impressed with this. I love this. I'm gonna be honest. I love this movie. Yes, I know it's screen. You may not be able to see me, but I'm still on here. Candyman 2021, I thought was great. It delivered on what it set out to do. I like the acting. Nia DaCosta's direction was great. It delivered what it was set out to do, and at the end of it, I was satisfied. Could have used a little bit more characterization for some of the other characters here, besides a few of our main characters. The broader character of Teyana Paris was a bit annoying. The third act could have been at least a little bit longer. And there is some iffy writing at points, and while you may not be able to see the kills, at least the violence and gore is there. So they don't hold back. So at the end of the day, would I recommend seeing this? Yes, I will. But if you are very scared of that original movie, or scared of the killer in general, I will not recommend this. I would say you could wait to watch it in VOD at home, or if you can see this in theaters, please be safe. It is a hit. It is number one at the box office for a reason. So I'm gonna give Candyman 2021 I'm gonna give it a better than Vampire Diaries. I'm going that high, the extra mile. In the comment section down below, what did you guys think of Candyman? Did you like it? Do you hate it? Are you somewhere in the middle? Which one is your favorite in the series? The first movie, one of the sequels, or this new one? All my social media links are in the description box down below. If you would like to send money to my Cash App or my Charm, you can do that as well. And with that being said, I'm gonna conclude this, and all my social and Until the next video, you guys keep it cool. Bye bye. Next, stick around for more videos, including my review of Shang-Chi, which will be inside the house. I just did this one outside, out of respect.